Hi, everybody. My name is Pallas Dame, and I am an integrative health and energy medicine practitioner. And today I'm here to tell you a bit about our upcoming Body Talk Access classes. If you haven't heard of Body Talk before, it's a really phenomenal whole healthcare system based on the energetics within the body and the body-mind of who we are. Today, in just a little bit, I will be doing a Cortices Balancing exercise with those of you that are participating today, and that's balancing the right and left hemispheres of the brain, connecting to the head brain, the heart brain, and the gut brain. But before we go there, I'd like to tell you guys a little bit about Body Talk Access and why this is such a profound, really healthcare system. So the upcoming class about Body Talk Access is an 8-hour class, and it will be divided into 2 different days. And it's giving tools that will foundationally support stress responses, mental clarity, the immune function, which in today's world is obviously very important, overall well-being, posture, and movement. So Body Talk Access, it provides the layperson, family, and community with a simple set of energy-based techniques that makes health maintenance and the management of daily health challenges accessible. A majority of your day-to-day health and stress related concerns can very easily be addressed with the Body Talk Access routine when done on a regular basis. So stress-related disorders would be anxiety and depression, digestive problems, tension, heart disease, lung ailments, a poor immune response, infertility. And it's really this whole program, the Body Talk Access, it's designed to be used by anybody, a layperson, a family member, a caregiver, a healthcare provider, students, and you're just taught all of these really simple techniques that can bring this profound and just this really profound upregulation of our whole physical and energetic forms together. The wellness routine that is presented in Body Talk Access, it helps to reestablish the internal lines of communication within the body-mind, which is ultimately helping the individual have more resilience towards stress and other factors that can be detrimental to our long-term health. And the access routine in and of itself is designed to be practiced as a complete set and can be done once a day or more, depending on need. And Elzabieta Kosmicki, who is the instructor for this course in and of itself, she holds a regular 30-day access challenge that once you complete this course and you know the full routine, you can actually track the overall improvements and shifts in your body over the course of a month. It's really, really cool. And so different aspects of Body Talk Access where we touch on are dealing with the cortices, which is balancing your brain, improving clarity, memory, and headaches and sleep. It allows your body to find a resting healing mode. Switching is another category where we stabilize stress and allow your mind and body to respond differently to stress in your environment. Hydration is another category. So hydration is where working on the hydration of your body and allowing your body and cells, this is cellular level work, to effectively and efficiently utilize the water that you drink to help you find more vitality while decreasing pain. So much pain that we feel as individuals actually comes from dehydration and the body's inability to adequately absorb and process the water that comes into our body. Our bodies sometimes just forget how to do the things that they're supposed to do because of all of the stacking stress that we've had throughout our lives, daily lives, things like that. So we're giving our bodies a boost to remember how to do what they're innately designed to do. Another category is body chemistry. And this is really cool because it's optimizing the immune system to ward off viruses and bacterias and simultaneously calm allergies and intolerances. I mean, those of us with food allergies, food intolerances, allergies in the world, I mean, if you could just mitigate those at a minimum, how much life improvement would that provide? And if you could start, taking less medication for these things, or maybe ultimately even moving through these allergies and intolerances and no longer having them. And then another category that we work with are reciprocals. And reciprocals are spots on our body, like the front of our right shoulder to the front of our right hip. They're actual alignments, energetic alignments that enable healthy mobility, balance, coordination, and pain resolution. And it's working with this energy system in the body to get the circuit breaker back online, because sometimes the circuit breaker can short out. Then another aspect that is, oh my gosh, can be so important in daily life for ourselves, family members, or kids, it's called powerful fast aid. And fast aid is really getting out of stress mode when you're injured, when something traumatic happens to the body. So getting out of stress mode and into healing the injury mode, and just witness the results with acute and emergency situation like you've never seen before. Like for me, I can tell you, I had this experience with my son about a year and a half ago. Is it a year and a half ago? A little over a year ago. And he was outside riding on his scooter, and his scooter is metal, and he was determined not to wear shoes, which as a mom and knowing that things can happen, I'm like, dude, that is not the best choice, but it's your choice. Go ahead and do the thing. So he was outside riding on his scooter, and he hit a bump and lost his balance, and he fell, and the scooter fell on his foot and sliced open his big toe, like about an inch, probably an inch around slice on his big toe. And he's screaming, and my son was 12 at the time. And I go and get him and I bring him in the house, and I start doing this fast aid protocol, which is facilitating the body to remember how to speak to itself, the brain connecting to the part of the body that's injured, and getting these pathways going again. And so I did this work on my son for about an hour. I did it about an hour straight. And when we were finished, that cut on his toe was completely healed. It was not bleeding. It was not a scab. It was like it hadn't happened, with just a minor line that you can see where something had happened to it previously. And the pain drastically reduced, and it was miraculous to me. That was the first time that I'd witnessed something of that level in my practice. This is something that's common, though, for individuals that know how to utilize the fast aid protocol. So anyway, I appreciate you guys for being here today. And what I promised was that we would do the Cortices Balancing routine, which is going to be working with the right and left hemispheres of the brain, and getting the brain working at its highest capacity, and connecting the different cortices of the brain to the head brain, the heart brain, and the gut brain. Because when we think about the physical anatomy of the brain, it is actually not just in our head. Our brain is physically runs down through our entire spinal column, down through our neck, through our spinal column, utilizing nerves and parts of the nervous system in the gut that actually has more, or equal to, if not more, neurons and connections and chemicals in the gut brain than the actual head brain. And so by facilitating the head brain to connect with the heart and the gut, it works with the body to remember how to speak to one another. It's like getting that cell tower going in the body again. And what I mean by that is when you're talking on your cell phone and you're near a cell tower, and your friend's near the same cell tower, you're on the same network, and all the words going through can be heard. You have a fluent conversation, but then one person starts getting kind of out of range of the cell tower, so to speak, and a word drops, a sentence drops, and then it goes dark. If you think about that in the body and having disconnections in the natural systems, the natural consciousness in the body can tend to short circuit a bit. It can drop signals. It can forget how to effectively and accurately speak all the different parts of what we are. That is facilitated by stress in the body. And so by doing this cortices balancing process routine, we're going to be enabling the brain to wake up in ways that it hasn't. And if we were actually having a brain scan on our brains while we were doing this, you could see the dark parts of the brain starting to light up. So while everybody's here, let's go ahead and we're going to take 3 collective breaths together. So if you're sitting down, if you're walking, whatever you're doing, just kind of ground into the moment. And we'll take 3 collective breaths. We'll go in through the nose and out through the mouth. So first one, inhale and exhale. And we'll take our second, inhale and exhale. Take the third breath, inhale and exhale. Excellent. Thank you. And now the next thing that we're going to be doing is I'm going to ask you to take your left hand and put it on the back of your head, right where it curves in, right above the neck, where the top vertebrae meets the skull. And keep that hand there, and you're going to be placing it kind of straddling as if there's a midline running up and over the skull. So back hand there. And now with our right hand, we're going to be starting by lightly tapping right here, the frontal part of our brain, our forehead. Not hard. And if you don't even like the touch, you can do out here because we're kind of disrupting an energetic frequency. So whatever you feel most comfortable with, whatever works for you. And from here, we're going to be tapping our heart brain. And the next, we'll be tapping our gut brain right at the belly button. And so I'll talk you through this. We'll go back to the head brain. And when we're tapping the head brain, we're balancing the right and left hemispheres of our brain. Tap the heart brain. We're updating the hologram of our entire body. With every beat of the heart, it updates every molecule, every cell, everything with all the same information, all at the same time. And when we tap our gut brain, we're facilitating the communication between the body and the brain. So we'll do this one more time. Head brain, deep breath in. Heart brain, gut brain, exhale. Head brain, inhale. Heart brain, exhale, gut brain. Perfect. Now we're going to step our left hand up 1 quadrant to about the center of the back of the head, straddling 2 new cortices. And we're going to do the same thing. Right now, we're going to be facilitating the right and left hemispheres of the brain to communicate at their highest potential. We're waking up the brain. The places in our brain that's dark are becoming light. The neurons are actually lighting up. Tapping the heart brain, the gut brain. Head brain, deep breath in. Heart brain, exhale, gut brain. Excellent. Now we're going to step our hand up 1 more level. So kind of the curve right here, but that right between the top of the head and the back of the head. That's where you're straddling now with your hand. Straddling across the meridian of the head. And we're going to be tapping the head brain, balancing the right and left hemispheres of the brain, waking the brain up, bringing electrical activity to the dark parts of our brain, tapping the heart brain, updating the hologram of our entire body, allowing the body and the brain to start receiving all of the information at the same time. Gut brain at the belly button, we're enabling the body and the brain to communicate. Head brain, deep breath in. Heart brain, gut brain, exhale. Excellent. Now you're going to take your hand and put it on the top of your head on either side, right and left hemisphere, tapping the head brain. Inhale. Heart brain, gut brain, exhale. Head brain, inhale. Heart brain, gut brain, exhale. Excellent. Now we're going to step one down to the forehead. Again, it's kind of straddling the right and left hemispheres. And to tap on the forehead, it's okay to be tapping on the hand. Out in the open if you like, whatever feels more comfortable for you. So deep breath in through the nose. Balancing the right and left hemispheres of the brain. Heart brain, we're updating the hologram of the body. Gut brain, we're enabling the body and the brain to communicate. Very good. Go back to the head brain, deep breath in. Balancing the right and left hemispheres of the brain. Heart brain, updating the hologram of the body. Every beat of the heart, it updates every cell, every electron, every molecule all at the same time. Exhale, gut brain. Enabling the body and the brain to communicate. And last, we're going to take our hands on both sides of our head, taking the fingers, carving around the back. So gently tapping. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Now, I invite you to keep one hand on the head. Keep the left hand on the head. If that feels right for you. If you're left-handed, you might want to reverse hands. Now take the right hand, or whichever hand's available. We're going to tap the head brain. We're balancing the right and left hemispheres of the brain. Heart brain. Updating the hologram of the body. Exhale, gut brain. Enabling the body and the brain to communicate. Head brain. Inhale through the nose. Heart brain. Exhale. Gut brain. Do that one more time. Head brain. Heart brain. And gut brain. Excellent. Bring your hand back and gently place it on the other side of your skull. And you can take your hands down, and we're done with that exercise. So for everybody that's participated today, if you would like to get on the priority list for our upcoming Body Talk Access course, you can email me at pallas@pallasdame.com. And our courses are going to be starting in just a few weeks, and we'll have the dates and times available very soon. And so we are very much looking forward to having you guys tap in, join us, and experience this whole new level of health and wellness. And if you have more questions about Body Talk Access, you can also email me directly, and I'd be more than happy to answer any more questions that you might have. So thank you all so much for participating today. And I will be going live again next Wednesday at 1:00 p.m. Mountain Standard Time with this presentation, and also doing a Cortices balancing routine with you guys. So feel free to check in then also. Thanks again, and I hope that everybody has an absolutely wonderful afternoon. Thanks for your time.